Before we understand how vaccines work, it's important to understand why they matter. Vaccines are one of the most successful public health interventions in human history. Every year, they are estimated to save between 2 and 3 million lives worldwide by preventing serious infectious diseases before they even have the chance to cause harm. The most obvious benefit of vaccines is disease prevention. Diseases such as measles, polio, diphtheria, and whooping cough once caused widespread illness, disability, and death. Vaccination has dramatically reduced the burden of these diseases and in some cases brought them close to elimination. But the benefits of vaccines go far beyond simply preventing infection. When a child avoids a serious illness, families avoid medical bills, hospital visits, travel costs, and lost income from time spent caring for a sick child. On a larger scale, vaccination programs save healthcare systems billions of dollars and are considered one of the most cost-effective investment in medicine. Researchers have also discovered that healthier children are more likely to attend school consistently, develop normally, and achieve better educational outcomes. Some studies have even linked vaccination to improvements in cognitive development and future economic productivity. Vaccines also help protect entire communities. When enough people are vaccinated, the spread of disease becomes much more difficult, providing protection for vulnerable individuals who cannot be vaccinated themselves. This concept is known as community immunity or herd immunity. In short, vaccines don't just protect individuals, they strengthen families, improve public health, support education, reduce healthcare costs, and save millions of lives around the world. To understand how vaccines work, we first need to understand what normally happens when your body encounters a new pathogen. A pathogen is any disease-causing organism, such as a virus, bacterium, fungus, or parasite. Imagine that a virus enters your body for the very first time. Because your immune system has never seen this pathogen before, it doesn't immediately know exactly what it's dealing with. The first line of defense is the innate immune system. This part of the immune system responds quickly and tries to slow down the invading pathogen. Immune cells begin searching for and attacking anything that appears foreign. However, this early response is not very specific. The immune system knows something is wrong, but it doesn't yet have the perfect tools to eliminate the invader efficiently. As the infection continues, specialized immune cells begin analyzing the pathogen and identifying unique molecules on its surface called antigens. These antigens act like identification tags that help the immune system distinguish one pathogen from another. Once these antigens are recognized, the adaptive immune system becomes activated. Specialized white blood cells called B cells begin producing antibodies that are specifically designed to recognize and bind to that pathogen. Other immune cells called T cells help coordinate the response and destroy infected cells. The problem is that this process takes time. It can take days for the body to build a strong, targeted immune response against a pathogen it has never encountered before. During this delay, the pathogen continues to multiply, damage tissues, and cause symptoms such as fever, coughing, fatigue, or more severe illness. Eventually, the immune system usually gains control and clears the infection. But by then, the person may have already become quite sick. Fortunately, the immune system doesn't forget. After the infection is eliminated, some B cells and T cells remain behind as memory cells. These cells act like a biological record of the infection and allows the body to respond much faster if the same pathogen ever returns. This ability to remember previous infections is one of the most powerful features of the immune system, and it's the key principle that vaccines take advantage of. Now that we understand how the immune system normally responds to an infection, let's see how vaccines take advantage of that process. The goal of a vaccine is simple. Teach the immune system what a dangerous pathogen looks like before the real infection ever occurs. Step 1. The vaccine introduces an antigen. When you receive a vaccine, your body is exposed to a harmless version of part of the pathogen. This may be a weakened virus, an inactivated virus, a protein from the pathogen, or even genetic instructions that allow your cells to temporarily produce a harmless antigen. Importantly, this material cannot cause the disease itself, but it looks similar enough to the real pathogen that your immune system recognizes it as foreign. Step 2. The immune system investigates the antigen. Once the antigen enters the body, immune cells begin examining it. Just as they would during a real infection, these immune cells identify the antigen and signal that a response is needed. At this point, the immune system starts learning what this specific pathogen looks like. Step 3. Antibodies are produced. Specialized immune cells called B cells begin producing antibodies specifically designed to recognize that antigen. These antibodies act like a highly specialized tools that can attach to the pathogen and help neutralize it if it appears in the future. At the same time, other immune cells called T cells help coordinate the immune response and support the elimination of infected cells. Step 4. Memory cells are created. This is the most important step. After the immune response develops, the body creates long-lasting memory B cells and memory T cells. These cells remain in the body long after the vaccine components have disappeared. Think of them as a biological memory bank that stores information about the pathogen. Step 5. Future protection. Months or even years later, if the real pathogen enters the body, those memory cells immediately recognize it. Instead of starting from scratch, the immune system rapidly produces large amounts of antibodies and activates immune defenses. The pathogen is often stopped before it can cause serious illness, which is why vaccinated individuals are far less likely to develop severe disease. In other words, vaccines don't directly fight infections, they train your immune system to fight them more effectively and much faster when the real threat appears. Because vaccines affect so many people around the world, several common misconceptions have developed over time. Let's look at a few of the most common ones. Misconception number 1. Vaccines overload the immune system. Some people worry that receiving multiple vaccines at the same time places too much stress on the immune system, especially in children. However, the immune system encounters thousands of foreign substances every day through breathing, eating, touching surfaces, and interacting with the environment. The number of antigens present in modern vaccines is only a tiny fraction of what the immune system naturally handles on a daily basis. Extensive research has shown that receiving recommended vaccines according to the standard schedule does not overload the immune system and is no more likely to cause adverse effects than receiving vaccines separately. Misconception number 2. Diseases have disappeared, so vaccines are no longer necessary. Diseases such as polio and measles have become rare in many countries, largely because of successful vaccination programs. However, these diseases still exist in parts of the world. In today's interconnected world, international travel can allow diseases to spread across borders. If vaccination rates fall, outbreaks can reappear, even in places where the disease was once under control. Misconception number 3. Vaccinated people sometimes get sick, so vaccines don't work. No vaccine provides 100% protection. Occasionally, vaccinated individuals can still become infected. However, vaccines greatly reduce the risk of infection and, more importantly, significantly lower the risk of severe illness, hospitalization, and death. Imagine a community where nearly everyone is vaccinated. During an outbreak, a small number of vaccinated people may still become sick simply because vaccinated people make up most of the population. But when we compare the rates of illness, unvaccinated individuals remain far more likely to become infected than vaccinated individuals. The important takeaway is that vaccines are not perfect shields, but they are highly effective tools that train the immune system to respond faster and more successfully when a real infection occurs. Everything we've discussed so far can be seen in one of the most significant public health events in modern history, the COVID-19 pandemic. In late 2019, a new coronavirus called SARS-CoV-2 began spreading around the world. Because it was a novel virus, the vast majority of people had no pre-existing immunity. Their immune systems had never encountered this pathogen before and had no memory cells prepared to recognize it. As we learned earlier, when the body encounters a completely new pathogen, it takes time to identify the threat, produce antibodies, and build an effective immune response. During that delay, the virus can multiply rapidly and cause disease. Scientists used decades of previous research to develop COVID-19 vaccines that could safely train the immune system before exposure to the virus. Some of these vaccines, such as mRNA vaccines, delivered genetic instructions that allowed cells to temporarily produce a harmless piece of the virus known as the spike protein. The immune system recognized this protein as foreign and generated antibodies, activated T cells, and created long-lasting memory cells. As a result, when vaccinated individuals later encountered the real virus, their immune system could respond much faster than they would have otherwise. Although COVID-19 vaccines could not prevent every infection, they significantly reduced the risk of severe disease, hospitalization, and death. They also helped reduce pressure on healthcare systems and protected vulnerable members of society. The COVID-19 pandemic demonstrated exactly why vaccines are so important. Rather than waiting for the immune system to learn during a dangerous infection, vaccines allow the body to prepare in advance. In many ways, COVID-19 provided a real-world demonstration of the same biological principles that vaccines have been using successfully for more than 2 centuries. And with that, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you liked this video.